Yeah, hi guys.
Howdy.
Good afternoon.
So yeah, today's my turn. I'm going to share my screen. And do you see something?
See the demo doc, is that what we're supposed to see?
Okay. What we have right now is two Gitaly instances, one prefect instance and GitLab instance itself. It's configured and looks like it works fine. The only thing is that we have only one storage, default one, because of the configuration that John suggested yesterday to me, because there is issue with replication, as he said.
Yeah, I actually merged basically we're hard coding default into the replication manager and didn't catch that. So a fix has been merged, but for the sake of the demo, it has to be called default.
Was that affecting production replication traffic?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. I got to go look up that fix. I'm very curious now. Sorry.
Yeah, so I have the
Default
checks.
is actually a prefect cluster.
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, just checking out. Okay, thanks.
Oh shit. Run command.
And don't worry,
Okay.
it's idempotent. It will just run.
Yep. So the next point is testing prefect. We already have only one storage node, so there is nothing to check. So we need to create new project. Let's wait until it's finished. Yeah, it's finished. Just wanted to check. Yeah, it's set into prefect. So let's try to create new project. Projects. Create a project. Test one. Is there anything about? No. So it will be private. No other changes. Let's try to create. Okay, looks like it's created. Are you gonna check if there are some logs on both Gitaly nodes?
Is it? Did you click project with README? Because I don't see a README.
Yeah.
If you refresh it, do we get a README now, or?
Nope.
Then that maybe try clicking the add README button on this placeholder and see what happens, because I wonder if something's broken.
Yeah, looks like so. It's time to check logs.
You want to check the Gitaly servers themselves because they need to reach back out to Rails to authorize themselves.
How can I do that?
So pull up your etc GitLab RB files on your two Gitaly hosts. And you want to look for internal API URL. It's in the docs. Let me pull up the actual name.
Yeah, internal API URL. It looks like it's going to gitlab.example.com.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, is this one?
Yeah, so you can just replace that with the IP address, the internal IP address of the Rails host. Make sure you take off the S in HTTP as well.
And it must be somewhere here on this one. And another one machine. Okay, it's done. Let's try one more time. So we need to start from project creation, yeah?
No, you can just try the click README button again on this project. The add README button. If you go to the project overview,
Add readme something connect. Okay, that was created. What else? So I think this step is completed, as there is nothing else. And let's go with this one. Go to admin page that shows list of Gitaly here.
that's outdated because you have only one Gitaly storage.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we don't need. 6 sounds more. No, that probably also already happened. Add a new file. You just did that with the button. Verify that the repository looks correct. Are we at 11 or am I going too fast now?
Yeah.
What do you think, John? Did I skip anything too quickly there?
I guess one thing that we didn't add to this list is checking if it replicated correctly.
So we need to check the Gitaly nodes if there has data.
Yeah, here, let me add that to the, because we don't have that rake task yet, so it's still kind of a manual process.
Yeah, so we just check for the files if they exist.
Yeah, so you have to find the path by going to the admin section.
But what might actually be easier is to do a manual failover on prefect and reload the repo.
Yeah.
And then if you tail the logs on both Gitaly servers, you can see that the requests are going to the other one. So you know you're seeing the repo, you're seeing the other replica. And then if you see the README file, then that means it got replicated.
Right.
So we stop one of the server Gitalys.
No, there is no automatic failover. If you edit in the upper right, if you edit GitLab RB, then somewhere we say primary true. And if you change that, yeah, move primary true down to the second one.
Can I comment that here? Like this?
Yeah.
Oops. Comma. Primary true. Right, quit. We need to reconfigure that.
Yeah, and if you now put in the boxes on the bottom two left. Sorry, the bottom two are the Gitalys, right?
Yeah.
So
This
if you
one.
say sudo gitlab ctl tail Gitaly on both of them, then you can see the traffic coming in. And then we should see which node is getting the traffic.
Is this command right?
I can see the bottom of your screen.
Oh, sorry. I'll remove that.
Looks right.
Yeah. Yep. Here's something we have here and here. So I'm gonna have to change the file. Yeah. One more time. This is the changes. Yeah. Guys, please help me. I don't know what to do. So I
Yeah,
will
that's
change
right.
the file. Okay, it was copied.
Well, we just want to do a read operation, right? Because we don't want to see it replicate. We just want to see it do a read only operation on the new primary, right?
Oh, you had to read the file to edit it in the first place, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then,
but now there's noise in the new secondary
If
Gitaly.
you Pavlo, if you hit enter a couple times in both of those log streams, then there's some empty space. And then if you reload the page in the web browser, then only one of them should show new entries.
okay. Just loading the page.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
this gets
Let's see.
cached.
Oh, let's do it one more time.
It looks like it's doing like a dozen requests.
Yep,
It does a server info on it.
it serves on the Gitaly 2 node, and
Yeah.
this one remains unchanged.
So the fact that we even see the README and that the traffic is going there, I think proves that it got replicated the first time.
What else we can do?
So we can try the automatic failover.
So we need to stop the second Gitaly.
No, well, technically it should be well, now the second Gitaly is a primary. So there's one config change we need to make to the prefect toml directly. And then we can just try bringing Gitaly 2 down and then just reload the page. So yeah, not the GitLab RB because the change has not been made in Omnibus. I'm actually not sure where the toml file is.
var opt gitlab prefect toml.
Let's var. What else?
Opt gitlab /prefect, and yeah, just do an ls on that directory and let's see what's there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sudo bin prefect config toml.
There's no tab completion because your current user is not allowed to see the directory contents of that directory.
Config.toml. Yeah.
Okay, so as a top level config, if you just add failover _ enable equals true.
Fail enable.
Yeah.
Do we need D at the end?
Yeah, with a D. Let me double check. Yep.
Oh. True.
Yeah.
Finally. Failover enable true. Okay. Git quit.
Now don't run reconfigure because then that will overwrite your change. Yeah. So what you want to do is sudo gitlab ctl restart prefect. Maybe refresh the page in the browser and see if everything still works.
So there is something going on Gitaly.
Did it still hit the other one on the right though? I don't see any changes other than health checks on the left.
Yeah, it's going.
But that's the health check that's pinging.
So both are triggering right now.
Yeah, that's expected. So both are pinging there, getting pinged.
So do we gonna to make changes, see the replication is still working, and then kill one of the Gitalys?
I think you could just kill Gilly too and see if the page still loads.
Okay. Do we need
Sudo
sudo?
gitlab
could do-
ctl stop. If you just stop everything. Sorry, Will.
Yeah, beat me to it.
Okay. Okay, it's stopped. Let's just reload the page. It shows something. And let's make changes to see that it could be saved. Okay, it is saved.
Could we now do it vice versa, the other way around? Then we probably observe data loss, but it's interesting to.
Actually, it'd be interesting if we bring GitLab 2 up now. Replication should still happen.
I don't think so, because the backoff has a maximum of 3 retries, and the first retry is in 1
Oh
second.
no, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there is your failed.
It's probably a dead
It has
job
to
by
come
now.
back in
cancel jobs.
yeah.
But if you bring it up and you make another edit, then it should catch up.
Yeah, right.
So let's do that. Do I need to use start command?
Yeah,
So
I think that.
okay, and let's see what is in the logs. Where is it? Oh, this
Yeah,
one.
there you go. Yeah.
Okay, it's not house checking yet. So
Oh, that's interesting.
let's wait a bit, maybe need more time, because I expect to see house checks. They happened here, but they doesn't. Oh yeah, now we have the first one. So let's try to edit the file and save commit.
Yeah, looks like a
Replicate repository. So this is a secondary node right now, but in configuration we have it as secondary, I suppose.
How does that work? I guess that's the question for John, because we have the config file that says one thing, and we have the failover that says another thing.
I can explain it too, because I have reviewed that code a lot of time. But yeah, go ahead, John. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I mean, in memory, it does not match the config. So then right now, if you restart prefect, then it'll revert back to the config.
Right, that makes sense.
This came up in the demo the other day. How do I, as an admin, know which one is actively the primary?
That's a good question. That's something that I was thinking about myself. There's no way to know.
You need
right
to
now.
be magician.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we just tail Gitaly, but that's not a good experience.
Yeah.
James, the score sheet has a column or a row actually where it's observed through Prometheus. Do we have a counter or something that increases if we fail over, or?
It could be a gauge. If you want to expose this on the Prometheus thing, you could have a gauge for each backend, and they're all 0, and one of them is 1, and then that is the primary.
Yeah, we don't have observability to fill it right now, but yeah, we can add that.
Okay, what else we can try to do?
James's score sheet also has wikis, if we can replicate those, and designs. I have no clue how that feature works, but we could try.
Wiki, here it is. Create your first page. Let's do that. My first wiki. I see the replicate repository right here.
Yeah, it's got the
confirm that.
wiki.get at the end, so that looks right.
One thing you could do, I suppose, is do a restart on prefect, because then it starts sending traffic to the other one again, and if it's caught up, everything is still there. Does that make sense?
So the first Gitaly.
So the one on the left, yeah,
yeah.
right now the one on the left is primary
Right.
because we did a failover. But if
Yeah,
you do a
so-
restart, then we go back to what's in the config, and then the one on the right is the primary.
Yeah, let's do that. So it's restarted, I hope. And let's reload the page. The page was reloaded.
And if you make an edit, then we should see replicate repository on the lower left, I guess.
Yeah. Oops. Edit the page. Edit. Save changes. Yes, this is it. So yeah, the replication works fine here as well. Wiki pages looks like working. What else we have?
Designs.
Designs.
And I think if you create issues, you can add images to it or something. That's at least what I once read about in the release post, but let me go for docs page.
Okay. Some issue with something. I'll just make a photo and insert that. Is that would be enough? So the photo is here. Do you have replicate?
I expect that photo to be a regular attachment and not to go in, like the way things used to work, that upload would have gone into GitLab as a file upload and not into a Git repo. So unless that changed, this should have nothing to do with replication.
Yeah, I think so too. Because why we should store some images in GitLab repo?
In the documentation, there's a designs tab somewhere. Oh, designs, right there next to discussion. Can we add something?
I see.
And then it just adds an LFS pointer. So if we have a screenshot of this screen or something, we can insert.
Okay, just a second. I did a screenshot and going to edit.
And if you refresh the page, it's still there?
Just, okay, I don't know what it does. Yeah, it is here, but...
Then you must have made the design repo now.
Yeah, cool.
Is it an empty file?
Looks like so. So there is nothing to show.
Or we can't
Can you
load the
download it?
image.
There's a download button there. Can you at least download it? Maybe it's just not rendering correctly.
Nope.
I see the problem, and this is the external URL setting on the Rails server. Something is creating a direct link. No, so it's not not in your browser. This is a GitLab RB setting in your upper left terminal that is wrong.
Oh, so the configuration, yeah.
Yeah, because it's creating an image URL based on the host name of your machine, and that host name does not resolve to your
Yeah,
public
but
IP address. So what you need to edit GitLab RB on the upper left window, and I think at the top of the file somewhere is the setting we need. Or you deleted everything.
yeah, of
Will,
course.
Will, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The external URL.
it's just external underscore URL.
External URL.
And then it'd be a string. No, equals just external URL, then space, then quotes, and then your external IP address.
With HTTP in front, right?
Yes, right.
So this is one.
Yeah.
The IP address and HTTP. Looks good.
Yep.
Get save and reconfigure.
Yeah, and if once that is done and you reload in the browser, then the image should show.
Yay, completed. So let's try. Let's go back. Wanted to see it right here, but it doesn't render.
If you
So
click the image, what is the URL in the browser? Okay, that looks better.
But this part, don't know if it's resolvable.
Will, do you know if we enable LFS by default?
Yeah, it should be on. Yeah, that's a good question. I think it is. Let me check my own.
The problem is that we have proper IP address right here, but when I click download, it's still the same, the old one.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, probably it should be on by default.
I'm gonna to replace
the first stuff of your URL with your IP.
Yeah, I'm going to replace that. Boot.
I'm seeing the image.
Now it's loading, so there looks like was some issue with caching because I did nothing and now it's wanted to load.
It also takes a long time for the Rails process to restart, so it could be that we were still. No, that what I'm saying doesn't make sense because we did see the IP, or not.
Seems like
no. Previously, yeah, you're right. Now we have IP, and previously we didn't have. So it looks like this is the case.
Yeah, they cleared the cache as part of the reconfigure, so that shouldn't have been the problem.
The external URL is not in the cache. It's a piece of config in GitLab YAML. So if you're still talking to Unicorn that has an old, or a Puma that has an old GitLab YAML, it's going to render links with the wrong URL.
Yeah, I thought we would have restarted Unicorn as part of that, though.
It does, but it takes a moment for that's an async thing.
Yeah, but usually you just get a bunch of 502s while Unicorn restarts after reconfigure.
No, you shouldn't. It should do a live Unicorn reload. Where the old workers
I'm thinking of ones from a cold install. Yeah, never mind. You're right.
So the right one, Gitaly 2, now is a primary. I'm gonna to kill that, and I expect to see the same behavior in browser with the first Gitaly only. stop. Let's wait a bit. And load. Do we have changes here? Yep.
So this, it's a separate repository that gets created for a design.
I think that's the idea.
And it's
Sorry.
it's LFS pointers only. No, that's fine. Yeah.
So what you're saying is it's a very tiny repository,
Yeah.
like from a Git point of
For
view.
us at least. Yeah.
Okay, looks like everything works.
What happens if you add a new image, design image to the thing, Pavlo?
Just a second. Let's small image. Okay, add design, the last one. Why it deleted the previous one?
Because you uploaded the same image again.
Not sure. Let's try this one. Nope.
No, you keep clicking the, don't click the top image because we already have that in GitLab.
I thought I did the bottom image first time.
No, the first time I added the bottom one, and the last time I added the first one. So
Yeah, there's at least,
Huh?
two images. At least 2 images have been tried.
Okay, let's choose those two. They're replacing the old one. I don't know if it's
It seems
expected or not.
wrong. No one's complained about this, but that doesn't seem right.
Okay.
But from a Git perspective, we should be fine. We're
Yeah.
creating pointers.
If we do a failover back, then and we don't upload a new image, then we can also see how this page fails to load. Probably a 503. No, not a 503. What would happen? Like just fewer designs if the repo is out of date.
But
So the
it
bottom
got
left is now
replicated,
ahead, right? So if we,
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if we care, but I was thinking if we fail over to a stale copy, what do you see? I suppose it depends on the feature if that's consistent or not.
So I will restart prefix then. Yeah, now we have Gitaly 2 as a main one. Let's reload the page and see what we'll have. We have scripts, 2 of them, but they are not clickable. Yeah, I want to copy the link and see what is going on. Some weird stuff is going on.
So now the fun thing is if you add another design, then then we trigger replication in the wrong direction, and then we have
Yeah.
so we have split brain. Is that
Yeah.
good or bad? Do we want to do that?
Well, let's see what happens.
Of course. So I will choose the second one. I didn't try it yet. And now we have 3 of them, but previously it was rewriting. And I see it was added immediately without issues.
Okay, and
See replicate repository call here.
so if we would do a failover back, then because now we have data loss because we had a split brain and we updated the one on the right, and that change got replicated to the left. So the commits on the left that we failed to replicate have now been forgotten because the refs have been reset to whatever we did on the right. Right, we had this fork, and that got applied on the left. I find this interesting, but I'm not sure if this is the path we should be going down in the demo. I'm just throwing this out there.
Just trying to break the things. Okay, what is next?
I think time-wise, we can wrap it up. Also, looking at the scorecard, there's nothing where we can score like a yes or a no. A yes instead of a no, I think, that we haven't observed already. So if you're fine with it, we can wrap up, unless you have a cool idea still.
No, I'm out of ideas.
Okay, just one question. I just noticed this. Are all these terminals actually browsers?
Yeah.
Wow, that works better than I expected then.
Is that from the GCP console?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool. Wow. Okay. Notes. I wanted to write some notes about configuration things, but those were fixed. So I don't have additional action items or notes right now, unless I missed something. I didn't apparently.
This change we did for the external URL. Do we need to put it into the preparations?
Yes,
I think it's in there. It used to be in there.
No, otherwise I would add that. Where it is, this one. So this is a configuration, and there is nothing about that.
Maybe we never got this far where the
URL. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we didn't get to the point where this was a problem.
Yeah, so it's back on the 27th. I see it was in the instructions. I don't see it after that point, though.
Could it be we lost it along the way?
Looks like so.
All right, then we have two action items. One is the gauge for the Prometheus alert that John just typed up. John, do you want to open an issue for it?
Yeah, that's the a gauge to know which one is up, right? Which Gitaly node is being served as primary.
Yes.
So I think that's good, and we should have that. I don't think that should be the only way to tell, though.
We need an API. We need a gRPC interface for that, I think.
But where do we start?
Yeah, let's start with the Prometheus thing, because we can observe that with a much smaller iteration, and but also mention in the issue the API. Yeah, let's start there.
I have a question about the script. I wonder if there is a practical way to put www.gitlab.com on one of these things and see if we can observe the kind of replication problems we have.
With you can import a repository by Git URL. So as long as you take the HTTP one and you do it at least 5 minutes before the demo, that is certainly doable.
I'm not sure if it would, it would show what happens with a larger repo, because I think we're sort of kidding ourselves a little bit. Well, here replication is super fast, and then we have production where it takes 2 minutes. And where are we on that scale? So is it? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Just as a last prep note, create a new repository by importing this Git URL.
Yeah, and even then, I think it's a little hard to simulate production, because on production there are a lot of what we were seeing was these like temporary mirror refs causing some kind of issue. So it's like
Yeah, not
also
just
the
those.
activity.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things because there's also these weird merge refs and they keep getting updated. So we wouldn't have the churn, but at least we would have the slowness of having to boot replication for a large
Yeah.
repo.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's use that next time. Pavlo, do you want to update the docs so we don't forget to update the external URL?
Okay, we'll add that.
All right, thanks. That was this demo.
I had one question. So the failover, the automatic failover that's in right now, it's really not like a long-term solution, because as soon as you have more than one prefect, then it can be inconsistent. So I'm wondering, do we even want to put that config into Omnibus? Because what we have now is sort of like a very minimal
The feature
iterative
flag.
step.
Or...
Yeah, it's a config value. So
Well, even if it's not not having it in Omnibus makes it harder to make changes, perhaps. And another, if you really want it to be a feature flag, you could also use an environment variable, because you can use GitLab RB to set environment variables in the prefect process. So that would be a way to cheat there, and not have this thing where you run reconfigure and your thing is gone. I guess the other question is, like, what can we? Is there something we can learn from having this, even if we're not sure if this is the way forward in terms of implementation? Might we even learn that it's good enough, or that this is the way forward?
I think so. Or at least for now, it allows us to replicate the split brain or other scenarios as well. So I think for now, let's at least keep the current failover. And if we make it easier to enable it, then we should, I guess, do that.
Yeah, my suggestion is use an NFAR as a way to cheat and not make it official, an official feature.
yeah, that sounds reasonable.
If someone needs me to show them how to set an NFAR in Omnibus, you can ask me. I'll write that somewhere, but maybe you already know.
I'll make an issue for that, Jakob, and then maybe you can comment how to do that.
All right. Anything any other loose ends? Going once, twice. Then this really was the demo this time. Thanks everyone for attending. Thanks Pavlo for the demo itself. And I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
And Tom, it's a nice
Bye.
day.